Hey there, Emily Wertz here. I'm going to making a quick video on just some tips for getting started with Beachbody's Ultimate Reset. I'm kind of doing this off the cuff, so chances are I will forget a couple things, but there are some really definite things that I found to be hugely helpful that I always like to share with people. And planning is key. Beachbody's done a great job in their creation of the Ultimate Reset of giving us great tools. Make sure you go online to the Ultimate Reset website and you can get specific shopping lists for each phase. So you're going to have 3 different phases, each lasting a week. You're basically easing things out as you go. I've done it twice. I found the second time a year later actually was a lot easier. And part of it was familiar to me. A lot of the things that I had to get used to, such as the schedule and timing of supplements and stuff, wasn't new anymore. So I would recommend that you go at this thinking, this might be a once a year thing, but there is a bit of a learning curve, but just commit with and jump in with both feet. Take the time, give yourself some time to read the entire information thing. And then make sure you plan very, very specifically. The first time I did this, I had 3 fairly uninterrupted weeks, but several days after I technically finished, I traveled for a family reunion and vacation. And so in reality, if you're doing this correctly, your few weeks after the Ultimate Reset, you should be very slowly easing some of the things that you'd taken out back in to allow your system to readjust. For me, this time around, the second year, we had that time and actually made a point to continue to eat almost the same things, just we kind of didn't follow the plan. We just took recipes that we liked and made our own thing from there. And that was really helpful. Water is going to be hugely helpful. What I would recommend is for your mineralized supplement, you're going to be drinking forget what you call it, big jugs of water that you're going to need to buy. I would recommend, rather than tapping the mineralized into every glass of water you drink, of just putting, I think it's 1/4 teaspoon, but you want to check on the water page about that, and basically making a gallon at a time. It's going to make your life much easier and simpler. Prep, 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 prep. I can't stress it enough. This is so much less stressful if you take the time at the beginning of the week and prep your salad dressings, cut up vegetables for salads. You're going to be eating big salads almost every day for lunch, and prep those ingredients. You will be so thankful that you did it. If you look ahead right away, the benefit to doing it the second time around is I knew what recipes I really couldn't stand. Most of it I was fine with, but I had trouble with the seaweed stuff. Everybody's different. You can kind of replace certain meals with other meals within the same phase. So for me, coming at it the second time around, I knew I really liked this meal. I did not like that meal. And when you're doing something like this, it's helpful when the food seems satisfying to you. So that would be one thing that I would say is if you're going to make any replacements, you're going to have to adjust your grocery list and stuff like that. But I would encourage you to try everything. The Moroccan carrot salad, I think it's in week 3. I kind of looked at it and was like, we make that on at least twice a month now, and I love it, and it's great. So go out of your comfort zone a little bit and be willing to try some new things. As far as the supplements are concerned, that will take you a little while to kind of get a sense of the timing of that. You kind of have to plan out your day because there's I'm not supposed to eat for a half an hour after such and such or whatever. Set alarms on your phone. I would recommend that so that you don't miss them. It's not the end of the world if something gets off a little bit, but in the first week or so, it's going to feel a little bit crazy as you try and just kind of get used to that. In each phase, it changes slightly. The Power Greens used to be called Alkalinized. That's a little challenging. Hold your nose and chug it. So anyway, I think if I could give you any information or any recommendations, it's to plan and prep well. If your husband or your family or your significant other, if you have any of those, if you can somehow incorporate some of what you're eating into what they're eating, that also helps a lot. The second time around, my husband basically did it with me without the supplements, but and the kids ate some of the stuff, and that helped remarkably. I also did not stress. I'm really big on making sure my kids get good nutrition, but I also didn't stress myself out if they had some grilled cheese nights or things like that, because I just needed it to not be stressful. So threw some veggies and applesauce in there with it. But I believe that's probably the majority of my suggestion at this point. But plan and prep well. Make sure it's at a point in time where you can ease out of it well. And really try and stick to it and take your pictures. Take pictures, take measurements. You'll be so glad that you did. Try and focus on it less as a means to lose weight and more as a way to reframe your mind in regard to food and your body. For me, if you're a spiritually minded person, I added kind of a devotional aspect to it. My first time I did it, I went through the Made to Crave devotional by Lisa Turkhurst, and that was really helpful. And just kind of this past time, we really tried to treat it like a fast because we did have some things that we were kind of working through and trying to pray through. And so we allowed that 3 weeks of the Ultimate Reset to be a fast for us as well. So feel free to send me questions, equippedempoweredtransformed@gmail.com, or find me on Facebook at facebook.com/WertzEmily. And I would love to talk to you more about the Ultimate Reset.